schedule. Hello, my dear friends. Best greetings from Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine. My name is Viktor Fursov. I'm a research entomologist, beekeeper, and teacher, and this is my channel devoted to insects and the science of entomology about insects. I'm a biologist, zoologist, so I'm interested in nature conservation, and in education about nature because I'm presenting different videos on my channel. Original one, not copied from another channels, which I just did under the microscope in the field, just somewhere, even in my kitchen, just on the table, just which I use like laboratory or in laboratory under the powerful microscope, so to get very high magnification. So I show some small insects which are very tiny, half of millimeter, or big one, like big hornets, big honeybees, wasps, bumblebees, beetles. Not an octopus, sorry about them. Just this is just for fun to attract attention that I am not alone. This is just character which helped me to talk about animals because insects were also animals. You are an animal. You are a smiling animal like octopus. But insects are very important organisms, also animals, which are influencing the life of human beings and the whole society and the global world. That's why there are more than 1 million species living in the global world, on the earth. And entomologists, scientists, and taxonomists are studying the morphology and systematics of different insects. So I'm also taxonomist. I'm studying parasitic wasps, tiny small parasitic wasps, which have size very small, just from 1 millimeter till the half of millimeter or 2 millimeters size of. For my parasitoid is a small one. So, and I'm creating my videos now in English language for English speaking community, by the way, because my video in other languages you can watch on my channel as well, but this is previous story which I recorded 1 year ago, because at the present time English language is more powerful, so more important and more acceptable all around the world. So that's why welcome to speak, listen to, and read in English. And of course, visit my channel where I'm making presentations in English. So some people in China, in Thailand, in Malaysia, in Afghanistan, in Iraq and Iran, in South America, in South Africa, and for sure in North America watching my channel, especially many people watching in India, in Bangladesh, or all another 50 different countries. YouTube's channel is showing me just my audience, and I'm very pleased that people from more than 50 countries watching my channel. And today we can be visiting my microscope in the laboratory. I can show you some insects. And yesterday I was talking about collections of insects. Yes, entomologists, so crazy people, they like to collect insects and keeping them dead in the collection for scientific purpose. So that's why they are not crazy. They are scientists. They are studying nature, and they keep collections for very important scientific purpose, for comparison with living organisms, for identification, for correct identification, because scientists must know precise name of one insect, another insect, next one, and receive special scientific description of insects and identify them what are differences. Here one insect has a very big antennae and other one has no antennae at all. One is a bigger size and next one is a smaller size. And for sure now English language is very important for people because of global, not only global warming, but global migration. Many people who are not speaking English should speak English, must speak English, shall speak English, and will speak English. Because people are migrating, receiving new place for life, for they can live in other countries, and English is helpful not for identification, for understanding them, for communication in the society, in a shop between people, to send messages, to attract customers, for traveling. And I hope so we can communicate with you on my channel in this year as well, because in Ukraine we have a very hard time during the last season of summer and during the last season of spring, autumn, winter, and this still winter, which is also very hard, and some experts say still so hard as the previous months 1 year ago, even harder fighting for independence of Ukraine. But nevertheless, do not become crazy in mind, don't be depressed, don't be diminished or disintegrated because of the war. Some children are still watching videos on the YouTube channel. Some people and some adults can understand English, and some adults are studying insects as well. And I'm showing my original videos on my channel. So let's start to show some videos. Today I had very long 1 hour video show with my friend from London, from Oxford. So this was deposited on my channel, but this video is in my schedule with certain delay, but nevertheless it is online, and I will show you some insects today and now. And now I will tell you about collections. I told about collections, but insects are collecting insects and making collections like these wonderful, very well set collection of beetles, collections of Carabidae beetles, ground beetles, very sophisticated collection, carefully done, glued on special cardboard, each individual specimen, and with association with attached label. All individuals, I needed special scientific label, with label which is marked the place of collecting, person who was collecting, collector, date, ecological place, environmental notes, or maybe small even behavioral notes can be added to the label. Most important, locality, collector, and time and the place. So it can be used for identification and to check morphological variations. Because some beetles, even with same species, like here, some lines representing same species, but several lines of different individuals from different places, collected in different time, and it can be not only this material cannot be only identified, but also scientists can understand morphological variation of different morphological characters. This is very important. Yesterday I was talking about collections, about pests of collections, and there are some beetles, some not very good beetles, some larvae which are eating collections, eating the flesh, dry dead flesh of insects in collections. And these are larvae of these beetles, larvae of dermestid beetle, or skin beetle, or leather beetle, family Dermestidae, hairy and pleasant larvae which can be inside the cardboard with your collection. And this strange, very dangerous larva will eat your specimens of insects. She will not eat leather and your boots, not your shoes, not your clothes, but can eat the flesh, the bodies of insects in the collections. Beetles are so small they can penetrate some crevices in a box, some small holes, and then they can infest, lay eggs on the body of dry insects, and these hairy and pleasant larvae, size from 5 millimeters till 6 millimeters, will eat all part of your collection. So you will not be very happy. So how to get rid of them? You need to put your box with your collection. I did it yesterday and did it today because I checked my collection and I found few of these larvae. I put to the refrigerator under the minus 20 degree for a few days. Maybe then you need to take it off for 1 day and then take it again. So to break diapause, to break the development of these larvae, and just they do not survive during these changes of temperature from 20 degree in the room and then minus 20 in the refrigerator, and then again 20 in the room, and then again minus 20 Celsius in the refrigerator. So be careful about beetles, pests of your collection, so where you can eat your collection. So close your collections with plastic bags, inside plastic bags, or seal it very carefully with plastic, with scotch, and with inside plastic bags as well. So, and for sure, some beetles much more interesting, more pleasant, and very nice. You can find them, you can collect, you can observe them in the not in the winter, but in the summertime. These are rhinoceros beetles. Rhinoceros beetles, I collected them in a twilight time, just after the sunset. In city of Kyiv, in our sleeping area between the apartments. I was working for this special purpose, observations of beetles after the sunset, just along the street, and was observing for some stems and cut trees. And near some trees, or on the body, on the stem of trees, I found these beetles in evening time. Somewhere, it was in August, somewhere about 9 p.m., 9 p.m. evening time, because they were flying in evening time after sunset for a short period before the whole darkness. So they're crawling slowly from the soil, they're hatching from the soil like this beetle. The male, the second one is also male, and also 3 females with the horns. With horns, male, and without horns, female. So I collected them just for presentation, and then later I released them because females are very important for reproduction, for sure, for next generation. They have also their natural pests, natural parasitoids, parasitic wasps of genus Megascolia. Megascolia maculata are the pests, the Megascolia just hunting for larvae and can infest the larva by parasitizing it, paralyzing the larva and laying egg on the larva of beetle, which is developing inside the soil or under the tree on the rotten roots, or just under the cutted tree on the rotten stems and roots of the cutted tree. So that's why some beetles are living not only in village, but also in a city. And beetle is pretty big, about 3 centimeters size, and very nice for observation, but better to release them after observation. Record this video and put them back to the nature, just for fun. And also in summertime, I collected this lovely small dragonfly. Why this small dragonfly flew to my balcony, I don't know. I have maybe about 1 meter near the river, but dragonflies flying far away. And I put this dragonfly for recording video inside petri dish, like a circle is a petri dish, and you see small drops. What's that? That's very interesting. That many insects, if you close them in a jar, like petri dish, in a plastic bag, many insects like bees and even dragonflies can lay eggs in the captivity. So white spots, these are eggs of dragonfly. And here, this is a process of thanatosis. Just dragonfly became like frozen. She's alive. She's alive. She's not frozen. She's alive, but she doesn't move. Just to escape. Some insects trying to show them they are not living, they are dead, and when you just release them, insects will fly away very quickly. So you see here white small drops. These are eggs of dragonfly, just round small circles, like small balls about 1 millimeter size. Usually this species of dragonfly is laying eggs over the surface of a water reservoir, near the lake, stream, just flying over the water and just dropping the eggs on the surface of water, and they fall down on the bottom of a river or pond. But other dragonflies, they're different. Many dragonflies, they're laying eggs inside stems of semi-aquatic plants. But this one just dropping like seeds, its eggs. Very easy oviposition, very simple way. And here I show you one another pest which is very common in your house. Absolutely, I'm absolutely sure that you have seen this species. And the name of this species of beetle of a family Anobiidae, and name is very funny, drugstore beetle or bread beetle. They are very small, 2 millimeters, just 2 millimeters size, very, very fragile. Very fragile, it means if you trying to take it with your fingers, you can kill this small beetle because beetle is so fragile, very easy to damage the beetle. So in the center you see one small beetle with damaged elytras. Maybe I just touched the beetle and so beetle became damaged. Or maybe this is just natural damage because I put them from one box to another box just for recording a video because they are attracted to the light. They're attracted to the light, so sometimes if they infested some food in your kitchen, they're trying to escape, you switch on the light evening time and they're just crawling into the light, flying into the direction of light, so you can find them, you can see them. Otherwise, they're sitting somewhere on food, and food with plants origin like cereals, like some grains, raisins, dried fruits like dry apples. If you are keeping such plant material open, or even just dry herbarium like dry mentha, some mints, just in a jar, in a box with open lid. Be sure that these beetles will invest your plants in your apartment, in your even paper. Open bag with paper can be infested with these beetles very easily. They like to eat cereals, even some dry drugs. So that's why we have a name, drugstore beetles. Or just red beetles because they eat dry cakes, even just a little bit open bag with cakes can be infested with beetles. How to get rid of them? Just throw away all infested material. Just feed pigeons at the street with your cereals, with your grains, with your infested bread. Or if it is important for you, some flour is important, or if you have some very important good fruits like roses, dry roses, fruits, they can be infested. Put it in a refrigerator, in a freezer under the 20-degree freezer. So after 1, 2, 3 days, all beetles, all larvae, and all eggs of these beetles will be dying in a freezer under the temperature minus 20 degree. And finally, I show you just small stories about beetles and different insects. And these are small Asian hornet. Here, this is a potpourri. Here, this is rice beetle. Here, just honeybee with mite, varroa mite, honeybee mite. Here again, bread beetle gathering together, brain beetles. Here, just praying mantis, hunting on the moth and eating, feeding on the moth of the body. Here, sawtooth beetle, great, very important pest in the kitchen and on the grains. And here, just paper wasps of the genus Palistes. Here again, just rice weevils of a family Curculionidae. Again, our beloved bread beetles, even some small parasitoids of a family Pteromalidae are crawling around. And here, eyes, big eyes and antennae of a lacewing. Here, small parasitoids, one just half of millimeter of a genus Trichogramma. Here again, just at the head of a praying mantis, which is feeding on Zophobos larva. Here, just very big male with horn of rhinoceros beetle is crawling. And here, just female, just worker of a bumblebee sitting on my finger. Here, two different feeding ants of Campanotus feeding each other. Here, just very small calcid wasp for genus Torimus feeding on honey. Here are ants in a culture very lucky to feed on a drop of honey. Again, our beloved rice weevils of a family Curculionidae. And you know very well these are Zophobos atratus, super mealworm, which is used just for feeding different pets like chameleons, some small pets, monkeys, and different hedgehogs, and different home pets, insectivorous pets, which some people are keeping in a zoo or at home just for pleasure, for enjoyment. So, and you can see here, just you can recognize my slogan, subscribe to my channel. Welcome to my channel, Dr. Victor Fursov, entomologist, beekeeper teacher. Subscribe, press like, write your comments, and ask questions. Thank you for coming to Clipper and Colorado. So, good evening. Yes, thank you very much for coming. And you can visit description of my video. Under the description, you can find Patreon page for small donations. The small donation for a cup of coffee is very pleasant for everyone, even for me. Why not? It is encouraging. It means just some very small feedback from viewers, from followers, from people who is polite and can send small donation for a cup of coffee. I can drink it with my son all together, and we can enjoy and say, followers became my patrons on Patreon. I really appreciate them very much. And I indicated the names of my patrons on the after the showing on videos. I show many videos like this potpourri with different insects, and after the video I'm showing the names of my donators who just sent me small donation for a cup of coffee. Or just we can discuss if you're interested in specific subject for new videos. We can discuss with my friends and with my patrons about precise subject for new videos, new shows. Thank you for coming. Welcome to my channel again. Thank you for visit my channel, which is named Dr. Victor Fursov, entomologist, beekeeper, teacher. So show is finally finished. Thank you for coming. Good luck, see you soon, and I'm in Kyiv, Ukraine. Ukraine forever. Good luck, see you soon on my channel. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for your interest. Good luck, see you soon. Bye, 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 bye. Good luck, see you soon. Welcome to my channel again, to new stories.